You know, when we buy tech for our living rooms, there's like a certain expectation of scale, right?
Right, yeah.
You buy a basic video splitter for 20 bucks, plug it in, call it a day. But if you look behind the drywall of, say, a massive Vegas sports book or a government command center, that $20 cable mentality just totally
Oh,
vanishes.
absolutely. It's a completely invisible digital infrastructure.
Yeah, and today we got our hands on a commercial catalog from a vendor called HDTVSupply.
Okay.
And we found this one single video switcher that costs $8,000. So our mission today is to figure out exactly why it costs that much and, what it tells us about the hidden screens all around us.
It's fascinating because the specific unit we're looking at today, the Turtle AV TAV Chazy 4K-MV Multiviewer, it's a perfect lens into that hidden world.
Okay, let's unpack this because
Yeah.
looking at the specific unit, the UPC 9309-2545566, the price tag is just staggering.
It really is.
It retails for exactly $7,999. Wait, $8,000 for what is essentially a networking box? I mean, I can buy a high-end 4K switcher online for a few $100. What is actually inside this Turtle AV unit that justifies the price of a used car?
Well, it really comes down to a protocol hidden right there in the name,
Okay.
which is Dante AV-A. And when you buy a cheap 4K switcher for your house, it's just processing a local signal over a short HDMI cable.
Right, like from my PlayStation to the TV.
Exactly. But in a massive commercial space, you don't run HDMI cables for hundreds of feet. They just degrade. You have to route everything over a standard IT network.
But standard IP networks have traffic jams, don't they? I mean, if I'm streaming a movie at home and someone else starts downloading a massive file, my video buffers.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't have buffering on a massive stadium display or in a command center.
Precisely.
Okay.
Because standard networks were built for, emails and web pages, not synchronous media. And that's how Dante AV-A justifies the price tag. It fundamentally changes how the data behaves. So Dante uses this precision clock synchronization across the entire network, like down to the microsecond.
Wow, the microsecond.
Yeah, to packetize the heavy 4K video and audio flawlessly.
So instead of a chaotic multi-lane highway where cars or, data packets are constantly cutting each other off and causing bottlenecks, Dante acts more like a high-speed train system.
That's a perfect way to visualize it. It places the video, audio, and control data into dedicated, perfectly timed cargo containers.
Okay, that makes sense.
And because every device shares that exact same master clock, those containers are mathematically guaranteed to arrive at the screen at the exact same millisecond.
That's wild.
Right. Regardless of what else is happening on that IT network. Zero lag, absolute sync.
Which completely changes the infrastructure requirements. I mean, if this tech relies on such a specialized, high-bandwidth IT backbone to function, who actually has the capacity to deploy it?
Well, what's fascinating here is the vendor selling it, HDTVSupply.
Right, they bill themselves as a 25-year global home for audio and video products.
Yeah, but a quick look at their catalog proves this is not for consumer use. I mean, they're selling over 2,000 modular matrix switchers.
And just to clarify for everyone, a modular matrix switcher is a system where any single input can be instantly routed to any single output or multiple outputs without physically moving cables.
Exactly. And the modular aspect means you can hot swap input and output cards in and out of a central chassis on the fly.
Like snapping in massive, wildly expensive Lego blocks.
Yeah, exactly like that. They sell prepackaged sports bar systems designed to route high-res video to up to 160 TVs simultaneously.
160 screens from one system. That is just insane.
It is. But it's not just entertainment spaces. We're seeing specific sections in their catalog for federal GSA schedules and TAA-approved products.
Right, yes, TAA compliance is critical here.
It is.
It means the equipment is manufactured or, substantially transformed in the U.S. or a trade-approved country.
Right, which is the legal requirement for the federal government and military to purchase it.
So what does this all mean? We're talking about military briefing rooms, air traffic control, emergency operations centers, stuff like that.
Exactly. And when you're operating in those environments, the engineering stakes shift entirely. Like an $8,000 multiviewer isn't just routing video.
Right.
It's providing absolute redundancy. You're paying for dual power supplies, active cooling, and seamless failover mechanisms.
Wow, okay.
So if a microchip fails, the system instantly switches to a backup without dropping a single frame of video. The physical impossibility of failure is what you are actually buying.
That makes so much sense. You aren't just paying for the picture, you're paying for the armor around the picture.
Exactly.
So the next time you're sitting in a mega sports bar nursing a drink and you're casually watching 40 different games happening at once on a giant video wall, you'll know what's actually happening.
Yet you'll understand that there is this complex, highly synchronized matrix of switchers and multiviewers quietly running the show right behind the drywall.
You really do stop seeing the screens and start seeing the matrix powering them.
You really do.
But this leaves me with a final puzzle for you to chew on today. We just spent this time wrapping our heads around a single piece of writing equipment that costs $8,000, managing just a handful of inputs and outputs.
Right.
If just one localized node in a commercial network costs that much, what is the true staggering financial and data scale required to power the hundreds of screens, scoreboards, and digital ribbons at a standard modern stadium? Something to think about next time you look up at the Jumbotron.